everybody! So today's video gives you my expert tips on how to get over an ex. So as a relationship therapist, I know that almost all of us will go through at least one monumental breakup in our lives. And even though breakups can be the right decision for us if they're for the right reasons, they can still have a huge impact on our moods, our self-esteem, and even our focus. Getting over an ex doesn't just have to be a problem when you're actually breaking up, but for some people it can last months and even years after the actual breakup. Especially if they were the one that ended the relationship, it's really common to hang on to it and feel like they were the one that got away, or that life would be so much better if only you could get back together, or if you could help them realize what it was that they lost. So with all that in mind, here are my top 3 tips for moving on from an ex. So tip number 1 is to stop checking up on him on social media. And that includes all sites: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. Having a constant stream of information about your ex can promote jealousy, longing, daydreaming, curiosity, and even regret. Now, none of these feelings are actually productive, so even though it's really tempting to check things out, what he's doing, where he's going, who he's with, it's actually better to resist looking at his social media so you can start moving on. If you simply can't resist the urge to check, then sit down with a friend or family member and actually block him so that you can't see his updates all the time. Now, tip number 2 is to create new memories. Now, I can't even tell you the number of women I've worked with who want to prove to me that they'll never get into another relationship. They say, you know what, Kimberly, it's been 2 years. If I'm not over him now, how can you possibly tell me that I won't be over him ever? But that person's the same person that hasn't dated, hasn't been sociable, hasn't been going out. They're basically living in the past. It's so important to know that there are better relationships out there if we actually go out and find them. So to start creating new memories, it's really important to get out of the house and socialize at least a couple of times a week. You know, this is great for you to interact with your friends, your work colleagues, and might even give you the opportunity to meet people in the dating world that you're interested in. And then you can get excited about them. Now, the final tip for moving on from an ex, and this is gonna sound so cheesy, but it's so true, and I've learned it from all of my years of working as a relationship therapist with clients, is that you're special. One of my favorite quotes in the world is, "Never love anyone who treats you like you're ordinary," and that's from Oscar Wilde. To me, it's so important that you're in a relationship with someone who treats you like you are so special, and they just are in awe of you, and they can praise you at every opportunity. That's the kind of relationship that you want. Would you really want to be in a relationship with someone who wasn't 100% in? You really need to ask yourself that question. And I think at the end of the day, the answer is no. It's not a healthy relationship if one person is 100% in and the other person's only 50. Relationships work best when they're both ways, when both parties are 100% in. And if he can't be that person for you, then he's actually not worth it. Go for the best because you actually deserve it, and you're gonna be a lot happier if you do. At the end of the day, thinking about an ex is actually totally normal. It's really normal when you're breaking up, and it's really normal years later. It's normal to check their Facebook, it's normal to see how they're doing, it's normal to feel competitive and want to do better than them, and it's also really normal to check up on any future beaux that they might have and see who's prettier and see who's better. It's normal. But at the end of the day, if it starts interfering with your other relationships, that's when you know it's time to seek help. Do not let your past relationship hold you back from making great future relationships and being yourself and growing as a person. If you think you might be too hung up on an ex, it's a great idea to talk to someone, a friend, a mentor, or a therapist who can help you set goals and keep you on the right track in your relationships. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more weekly videos on relationships. Bye, everybody.